It's MC Monte in the place to be. Welcome to the adventures of MC Monte. Happy New Year. This month's theme, the White Ranger. In this series, I'm going to be showing you how I built my White Ranger shield, helmet, and gauntlets. In this video, we're going to build the White Ranger shield. If you enjoy my videos, remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you can get notified anytime I post a new tutorial or video. Also, check out my Patreon page, link in the description below. For this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers White Ranger build series, you can follow along to learn how to create your own pattern, or you can download the pattern that I created. If you would like to download my pattern, I'll put a link in the description below. As usual, I put all the supplies that we're going to need to build our White Ranger cosplay in the description below. So check out the list, gather your supplies, and let's get to it. In order to create the pattern for your White Ranger shield, you have to take a couple of measurements of your torso. This measurement is down the center of my torso from the curve of my shirt collar all the way down to about a couple of inches above my belly button. So measure the center of your torso and decide how long or short you want your shield to be. I stopped a couple of inches, I think about 2 inches above my belly button. Using measuring tape, measure around the center of your torso and divide that number by 4. Using those two numbers, you're going to create this general shape. This curves around my side to connect to the back. After you cut this piece out, lay it on top of some more paper and then sketch around the shoulder piece. So I just laid this down on more paper and then I sketched my curve for my shoulder line. I did not want a seam line at the shoulder of my base, so I turned my pattern into one big piece. After you have your pattern cut out, you're going to lay it down on your EVA foam. I'm using 6mm EVA foam. Trace it, flip it over, and trace it again, and then cut that piece out. So this will be a continuous piece for the front. No seam in the middle, this is the front. Then take your pattern and trace it again for the back. This time, you're going to put the center line, flip it, trace it again. And now when you cut out the back, actually cut the center line so that you have 2 pieces for the back. Tape your pieces together temporarily and try it on the shield and see if you need to make any adjustments. Next, use your heat gun to flatten out your pieces a little bit so that they'll be easier to glue together. Next, glue your front piece and your back pieces together. Use your heat gun to shape your shield. The next thing you need to do is print out your White Ranger symbol and cut it out and trace it onto EVA foam and create your White Ranger coin. For the base, I used 2mm EVA foam, and for the symbols, I used 4mm EVA foam. So as you can see, I traced where everything needed to go so that I can glue them into place.
White Ranger Tiger Power, White Ranger Tiger Power, White Ranger Tiger Power.
After you finish creating your White Ranger symbol, place it in the center of your shield and trace where you want it to go. I placed my symbol 2 inches from the neckline. Glue your White Ranger symbol into place on your shield. Carefully put your symbol into place. The next thing I'm going to do is create my shoulder pieces that overlay on top of the shoulder. So take a copy of your shoulder pattern and using what you're going to use as trim around the shield, trace off what you don't need. This is a half moon dowel that I bought that's 15 millimeters in thickness. I'm going to use this as my trim around my White Ranger shield. This is perfect for that. Most people use regular EVA foam, but this is the exact shape that is on the White Ranger shield, so I was glad I found this. If you can't find the half moon, you can buy the regular dowel and cut it in half. If you need to cut it in half yourself, the best way to do it is to take a rotary cutter and just roll the rotary cutter all the way through. And when you're finished, you've created your own half. Now be very careful and make sure your blade is sharp and try to cut all the way through. For the most part, I got a clean cut, but right here it was a little jagged. So I'm going to take my dowel and trace around my pattern. After I trace around my shoulder pattern, I'm going to cut off what I don't need. Now this lays on top. I also drew 3 lines on here that divides this into 4 equal parts, so I know where to make my cuts on my shoulder. Trace and cut out 4 of these pieces, 2 for each side. When you finish cutting them out, you'll have 4 pieces, 2 for each shoulder. Next, draw your guidelines onto your shoulder piece. Use a craft knife or a wood burner to cut your lines into place. If you use a craft knife, press about halfway through the EVA foam and use your heat gun to open up the cuts. Next, take your half moon dowel and trace all the places you need your dowel to go on your shield. Put contact cement in all the areas you trace. Next, put contact cement on all your shoulder pieces. Put contact cement on your dowels or whatever you're using for piping. Now it's time to put everything in place. I'm going to start with the shoulders. Next, I'm going to do the piping. Last but not least, it's time to prime and paint. I'm going to use about 2 or 3 coats of Mod Podge to prime, and then I'm going to paint my shield black and gold. My first coat of Mod Podge is done. I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to work on my armbands. For your armbands, measure the circumference of your bicep, and that's how long you need your armband to be. Cut a rectangle that is 2 inches wide by the length that you need your armband to be. I need my armband to be 13 inches. After you have your 2 armbands cut, use your heat gun to shape them. Use elastic on the inside of your armbands. After my coats of Mod Podge are dry, it's time to paint. This Inside of the shield is going to be black. The trim, the shoulders, and the symbol are going to be gold.
White Ranger Tiger Power. White Ranger Tiger Power. White Ranger Tiger Power. White Ranger Tiger Power. Go White Ranger. Go White Ranger. Go White Ranger.
And there you have it. White Ranger shield complete. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment and let me know how you did. I hope you loved your results as much as I'm loving mine. My shield came out pretty good. If you want to support me and help me continue to make these awesome cosplay tutorials, please check out my Patreon page and consider becoming a patron. I'll see you next week as we continue to build our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers White Ranger cosplay. Always remember, adventure awaits, so get out into the world and explore. Peace.